Happy holidays, everybody. My name is Old School Nerd, and do you know who that is? Well, in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you that guy's story and why when I met him and he told me who he was, where he came from, and what he was doing, and why he's wearing the kilt with those legs and that cello in his hand, it blew my mind. Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd. Welcome in. Today is one of four. We're on our way to Christmas morning, and on Christmas morning we have something very special that we want to present to you, all of you, the fangs out there, the Liliac fangs, about the amazing, the amazement and the amazing things about this family that all of you already know, but what happens when they go above and beyond? Well, but to get there, we're going to take four little steps, and the first step is this one, involving that guy right there. His name is Blake, and his story is pretty amazing. So today we're going to focus on his story and how the band Liliac, that family, changed his life. We all grow up. We all go to concerts and we see the rock stars playing on stage and we're all into it. We all have that thought of, man, if only I could get up there and do that with them. What happens if it actually happens? Well, it can. And the reason why it can happen is because Liliac is not only a family, they're not only a band, but they are a close-knit community. And when this band arrives in your town, if you show up early and say, hey, can I help? Don't be surprised if they change your life. I'm not saying Blake is going to be playing on the Grammys one day. He might. His career, man, you never know what will happen for Blake. But Blake is a cellist, which means he plays the cello. And he took his daughter to a Liliac show. And once he did that, the last year for him has been completely, utterly changed. Let's listen to his story. Come along with me. I'm going to try to do this as best I can. It's a bunch of videos. We're going to cut it together. But for me, the rawness of the video helps because, yeah, this guy's story is too amazing. Let's go. Go ahead, play. Oh, hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd, and I'm out here with Blake. Some of you may not realize this, but Liliac has a cello player live on stage at a lot of their shows. And Blake, I was shocked when I walked in and saw a guy in a kilt playing a cello during sound check. Explain to us how all this came about.
So I saw Liliac live over the summer, and with my daughter. We were in the front row, she was bouncing up and down. We got to Sail Away, which is one of our favorite songs, and no string part. I've been playing cello for a long time. I contacted the band after the show, and next thing I know, they're doing another show out near me. I'm playing Sail Away with them.
Okay, so you went to a show. You saw that they were just playing the rock part. They weren't putting the string element. If you don't know what Sail Away is, it's a very soft song with wonderful string accompaniments to start and throughout. And you contacted them and they said, come on, give it a shot. And then that went from one show to now I think it's 7?
Yeah, they liked me enough. I wasn't terrible. They brought me to the show the next day in Pittsburgh.
By the way, that's the secret of my success is I'm not terrible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so they brought you to the next show. Now, we're about to see you tonight, and I can't wait to see that. I'm stopping it right there because I want you to see it. Who wants to see Blake tear it up with Liliac? Can you imagine that? So you bring your daughter to a Liliac show because your daughter loves the music, right? And you love the music, but you want to experience it together as a father and a daughter. I'm in the same boat. I play hand percussion. He plays classical cello. And he just notices that his favorite song is Sail Away. And because they don't have the string accompaniment during that part, he's like, but I want that to be part of it. And I'm just like, that blows me away. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play something for you guys. I know you can hear it in the background. I'm going to play this video for you. It's Enter Sandman, okay? And Blake gets to get on stage and throw down with Liliac here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm on the side stage, okay? So the sound quality will not be the best, but you get to see Blake literally fulfill a dream that a lot of us have, and that's get to be a rock star. Playing the cello. Who gets to do that? Blake gets to do that. Let's go. Do you see the water bottle rocking? Abigail's hitting the drums so hard that every time she hits that bass, that kick right here on her right, it makes a water bottle do this. I love that. Yeah, I went to Abigail because I knew that was coming. I'm just going to stop this for just a moment. Yeah, it's kind of bright. Hold on. There we go. Much better. Okay. One thing you guys don't get to notice, and a few of the videos throughout this week, you're going to see Blake in the background. Now, from the time we got there until the time we left, two things you could count on. This family and their friends and loved ones and volunteers and people that just love to help this band worked nonstop. From the time we got there until the time we left, it's nonstop work. But Blake took his playing extremely seriously. How serious? Because we're indoor playing, and also the fact that the temperature was changing outside and so was the humidity. What a lot of you may not know is anytime you play the cello or any string instrument, especially with a bow, there are two rules. Number one, never touch the rosin bow with your fingers because of the oil on your fingers, and never touch the playing area, which is pretty much where a pickup would be on an electric guitar. That area, you never touch it with your hands because it has to have a coarse feeling to it with no very, very dry. So as it rolls over, it vibrates, causing the sound. Also, the number two thing you always have to do is you have to be aware of temperature and humidity, because it will change the sound of your cello, even an electric cello like that. So he was constantly going in from the inside of the building to the outside of the building, checking his tone, checking his keys, checking humidity. He didn't just show up to the show and say, I'm just going to play this song. He wanted his part to sound good. By the way, if you ever go to a Liliac show and Blake or anyone is joining that band, especially if Blake gets to go on more shows in the future, listen for that cello. It is on the money because he takes his cello playing extremely serious. However, you're going to see a story he's going to tell you at the end of this video where things got a little bit more serious than he thought. But I digress. Let's check out the rest of this performance. I told you. Now, there's something else you guys also need to understand, and you may have caught it during this performance. As we go through the week, you're going to see a lot more performances from Liliac. You're going to see a lot of them. And some of the things you're going to see are actually going to blow you away. And one of my favorite things is, and this is just me, okay. One of the things I want you guys to understand, one of the things you guys need to understand, and it's so important, is as we go through these, you're going to see more and more videos of the kids playing, sound check, the performance, the theatrics, the amount of work they put in, the amazing volunteers and fans that show up and just help this family. They don't make money. They're just helping, and it's amazing. But there are no backing tracks, by the way. All the music is live. When you go to a Liliac show, I'm going to tell you right now, there are no backing tracks. Every member of that band plays everything live. And I have seen people make reference to Justin being young. And in videos, how he does a lot of bouncing. And you know it's a video, so you can't really tell if he's playing or not. I'm telling you right now, the kid has mad chops on the keyboard. And if you don't believe me, I actually have a video later on this week I'm going to show you. My camera is up against his hands during the performance. He plays the entire section of Sail Away and a few other songs. Blew me away. Sam, legit metal guitarist personified. The kid really does the work. Abigail's a monster on the drums, and we have a little joke about her click tracks and how she stays on beat and what happens when some of her friends message her during concerts and her click track cuts off. Abigail warming up in the morning and staying warm throughout the day. All these stories are coming up. And a special story about what could possibly be the most talented member of the band, and nobody knows that he is. I'm talking about Ethan. We'll talk about that later. Let's finish this out. Let's talk about this one more. Let's finish out with Blake here. He's going to share with you a little story at the end of this video that I have to share with all of you. Let's go back to it right now.
Asked, what's the funniest thing that's happened on the road so far?
Watch this.
So we were at a concert in Mississippi.
Well, there you go.
I was packing up my gear. I went to do a final check of my stuff in the trunk of my rental. Closed the trunk. Keys in the trunk. I was stuck for an hour at 1 a.m. in Mississippi in a kilt.
For those who've never been to Mississippi, that's Jackson, Mississippi is not a place you want to be stranded in a parking lot at 1 a.m. in a kilt. Blake, thank you for sharing that story. That's Blake, cello player, live touring member with Liliac tonight here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My name is Old School Nerd. We'll see you on the next one. I have a story about a kilt too I'd love to tell you about if you want to come this way with it. Yeah, I'll tell you some of it. No underwear on this one.
Sorry, it's true. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that story. That's for another time. Okay, so I want everyone to understand on this first day of Liliac thought processes through this entire week, as I share to you the little intricacies of this situation. We go through life, and a lot of us have these dreams as kids. I can't imagine a kid who has not seen someone sing on TV or in a movie or live in a concert, boy, girl, whatever gender you are, and go, one day I wish I could be on stage playing. But as we get older and we become adults, we realize that it was just a childhood fantasy, just a childhood dream. And then to run across this family, reach out to the family and go, you know, I really wish you guys could have the live string accompaniments of the song "Sail Away," and for Papa Liliac to go, well, if we had somebody who knew how to play it live, we'd do it. And he's like, I can. And he's like, what are you doing for the next 7 months? And he's like, I'll drive wherever you go. That night after the show, Blake packed up his gear, went to the Baton Rouge airport, and flew home. He lives in Pennsylvania. So for 8 shows during that tour, Blake was traveling all over the country just to get up there, put his kilt on, and play string accompaniment to him and his daughter's favorite band. It's an amazing story that nobody would ever think is possible. If you tried to sell this story as a movie or an afternoon special on a TV network, nobody would believe the story is true. But that's the funny thing. That's the incredible thing about Liliac. In their world, in their family, in their Fang community, as they call them, dreams do come true. Anything is possible. If you think this story was crazy, we've got a lot more coming up. My name is Old School Nerd. Welcome in to the holiday week of Liliac.